Hi, you're welcome. This is me, and you're welcome to True Story with me on platform where we tell stories that motivate, inspires, entertain, and educate you. Today we brought you a story from this sister that needs urgent advice. According to her, she is devastated, confused, she doesn't know what to do, and she seeks our opinion. This message came in a long WhatsApp chat. It was supposed to be a voice call, but because of certain things, we decided to do it on chat. Now, I am going to read this very message. I'm going to also, try to make it short so that you guys will follow up what the story is about. Now, she said she was 19 years when she was in the university, when her boyfriend of the same university will beat her up. This guy always beats her up, especially when he sees her with any guy. So the beating continued, and she was planning that she's going to leave this guy any moment soon. Until when she couldn't hold the beating anymore, she decided that she was going to leave the guy, especially when the guy was about leaving the university, because the guy was in his finals. But before the guy could leave, she got pregnant. She said she was warned not to remove the pregnancy, so she held on to this pregnancy, and they later got, together. They became married. They started living together. So in the process of living together, they had other child, which is two, making it two. But she said that this beating continued even while they were living together. So she started a business on her own. She said that her business was nourishing, it was flourishing, because her business was doing very well. Within 1 year, her business was doing very, very well. That she would even give her man money. She would even borrow him money when he doesn't have money. But she said that along the line, she noticed that this guy, is having an affair with another woman out there. So, one day now, he asked her to give him money, but she said to him, no, go and ask your girlfriend to give you money. So when she told him that he should go and ask his girlfriend to give him money, it was on a Monday morning, she said she could remember. Then she was surprised that immediately this guy went inside, took his phone and called the girlfriend to start coming to the house. Now, when she saw that this guy was calling his girlfriend, and she heard the girlfriend saying on phone that she's on her way, she also called her mom to come. So the boyfriend asked the girl to come to the house, and she also called her mom to come. And before the mom could arrive, the girl has already arrived, and the boyfriend beat her up in the presence of this very girl and the presence of their children. It was the neighbors that asked the girlfriend to leave the compound immediately. So when she left, the mom to this lady arrived. So when the mother arrived, the boyfriend told the mom that if she doesn't take her away from the compound, that he will make sure that she gets RIP. Of course, the mother decided to live with her daughter, and they left together. In the process, she was also doing her business, and her business was doing very well. So she said that later on, the husband came back begging, asking her to come back. That is the man, the baby father, came back begging and asked her to come back. According to her, the mom pleaded with her to go back to to the man, the baby father. What I didn't know is that whether they were married, but she didn't mention if they were married. But the mom pleaded with her to go back. Of course, no marriage is sweet. No marriage is there. No relationship is there. That is what we always hear from our parents. So after her mom kept pleading on her to go back, so she said one day she went back to the house unannounced. It was around 11 p.m. when she got to the house. So when she got there, she was knocking, and she found out that this man was with somebody inside, and it took time before he could open the door. He was struggling with somebody inside. So she said that when he managed to open the door, she now went inside. She went inside and saw this same girlfriend with a broken bottle. On arriving, the girl bounced on her, fought her, and used the bottle to injure her, to stab her. She said this lady used the bottle to cut her face. The neighbors came out hearing the noises. The neighbors came out and asked her to go back because this girl is determined to RIP her. Of course, she went back to her mom, who pleaded with her to go back, and she went to stay back with her mom. The next morning, the boyfriend came back, which is her husband. She mentions her husband and baby father. So her husband came back and started begging. The mom cried the whole of the night and asked her to go back. So she went back, but then she does not love the man anymore. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She's so sad. She cannot even have, sexual intercourse with him as husband. She was detesting this man. Of course, she had been hurt so much. So she said, according to her, her heart is no longer there, and she started planning to leave the country. So she planned, because her business was doing well. She used that money to raise. She raised money for visa, and she planned for her visa, got her visa, and one day when this man went to work, she packed her things and left the house. She traveled and went to other country. According to her, she said when she got to this country, her beauty started coming out. She started blossoming. According to her, she said she didn't know that she was this beautiful, seeing that there are so many men who are interested in her. So she said some of them were seriously asking her to marry them, and she decided to send some names across for prayer. She did send some names across for prayer, but this particular name keeps coming back, and all the men of God and pastors she sent these names to told her that this very man is a good one. And this man kept begging. This man doesn't want to go. This man wanted her so badly. According to her, this man already have wives. Read my lips. This man already have wives, which means he has more than one wife. But these wives does not have children for him. According to her, she said this man told her that he's having problem with his wives and he wants to divorce them. But that if she comes into his life, he will be the happiest person and he will do everything for her. Now, back to the man who asked her to marry her. This man loved her so well that she decided to date him. So she started dating this man. He said sometimes this man will cry so much on video call, begging her to come and marry her so that they can both relocate to another country. She said this man will always cry and tell her that he's not enjoying his marriage. He wants her in his life. So she decided to wipe away this man's tears. Listen, ladies. You see this wiping of tears. You want to wipe his tears. You want to wipe his tears. My sister, if he no wipe his tears, sometimes that your effort of wiping his tears might cost you even blood from your eyes. That is a statement. Let's continue. So she said she wanted to wipe this man's tears. And she moved in with this man and they started living together. Took the phone number of her parents and went for introduction. So they sent people to go for introduction and she had to go back to Nigeria. So they went and did introduction before she go back to Nigeria. She went back to Nigeria. They went and did introduction. So according to him, he says this man is too generous, but his anger issue is very high. According to her, he said that whenever there is any issue between them, this man will call her names. This man will say all manner of things, especially things that are so irrelevant that he will get angry and they will quarrel. They will fight over things that are not really relevant. She said they fight weekly. They will fight in 3 days and they will settle. After 3 days again, the fight to continue. That they fight every week. And she says sometimes the things that we fight for is not relevant. She says most times what causes our fight is 1, anytime he calls and I miss the call. 2, if I go to church and stay too long. 3, if I attend birthday party with friends. 4, if her birthday must be only female friends, no male friends. That he is overprotective because he is 20 years older than her. You see those mpanuku? Those mpanuku, when they marry you, will be youngie. Those mpanuku, most of them. Alright, let's keep it like that. Then she said she doesn't want to marry him again because she is tired. And when she said that, this man started begging again, asking her, promising her heaven and earth and all that and all that. He said he will call her parents and beg them and beg them and beg them and beg them and promise them heaven and earth. And she was thinking, how can she be the third wife? This man have 2 wives already. How can she now be the third wife? The man says this other wife doesn't have children for him. So, you know, so many stories, so many promises, and when it seems like you're desperate. Okay, let's wait. All right. So she said that after much begging, she decided to go back to Nigeria for their traditional marriage. And she went back to Nigeria for the traditional marriage. When she went back to Africa for the traditional marriage, one day after their marriage, this man left her in the hotel house and went back to his wives. He said he did that because he doesn't want his wives to know that he came to marry. And again, all his traditional marriage attire, everything that will bring a trace or any kind of trace, this man left it with her. This man doesn't want any sort of trace, for the other women to know, that will make other women know that he is married to another woman. She says she was so bitter that she cried for months. One day after their wedding, this man left and started staying with his wives. Like, she says that this man only comes to see her in the hotel in the afternoon. One day after their wedding, all the while she's in Nigeria, this man does not sleep with her in the evening, in the night. He only comes to her in the afternoon and returns back in the night because he would not spend the night with her to avoid any questioning from his wives. So that time when he was in Nigeria, he left after the marriage. He went back to his base and she was in Nigeria waiting for him to process the visa for her to be able to join him in his base. Now, he came back to Nigeria again and he comes to the hotel only in the afternoon and goes back to his house to meet with his wives. She says that her mom pushed her into this. The man even asked her to move from where she was staying before that in Nigeria, and the man lodged her somewhere close, lodged her in a hotel close to his house so that he can easily have access of her anytime in the afternoon, but not at night. She says her mom pushed her into this mess. Her mom made her to make this decision. Her mom made her to choose this man because her mom will always tell her that if she doesn't go for this man, that she will kill herself. Now, her mom made her to marry this man. She said that she is completely confused and she needed an advice. That the question she wants to ask, or she's asking herself, is she truly married or is she single? What should she do? What do we advise? What do you advise? I'm going to leave this advice to most of you to give her. Because if I start giving my own advice now, it's going to be so long and I don't want this video to be very long. So I'm going to leave this very advice for you guys to give your advice. But I have one thing to tell her. My dear sister, indeed, you are not married. It is very obvious. Indeed, this man wanted you to have child for him. There is something she said. She said that one of the things that makes her confused and sad is that sometimes when they have misunderstanding, this man will tell her, you are nowhere to be compared to my wives. The man will tell her that she is nowhere to be compared to his wives. So sister, you are not to be compared. The only thing that can bring you to be compared or whatever is if you give him a child. If only if you give him a child, you will see that your child. Haven't you seen relationship or marriages where they don't have a child and the man goes after have children and tells the girl, you know what, I cannot marry you, but I'll be in my son's life. Do you think that a man who keeps you in a hotel only sees you in the evening, in the afternoon, goes back to his wife who doesn't have a child for him, cuddles them and keeps them warm, have any regards for you? Do you think he should have told you openly what he wanted? He wanted children or one child. If you can give it to him, you should have liaised with him. You should have reached an agreement if you want that. And then it could be on agreement levels, but not in a deceitful level as this. I think he is deceiving you and he wants something from you. So shine your eye. I'll leave this video for here. Wanna go know the advice will not give her. We're gonna give her this advice because she needs it. However, later on today, we're gonna be on live video to discuss this. Thank you.